here we are. We're going to be doing a lot of our blacksmithing grind here. So first things first, I could have cut out a lot of this, but we won't be smelting all of this. We're going to start with 100 copper. Jesus. 100 copper should get us pretty far. I had a lot of stuff I wanted to go over, so I figured while we were going over blacksmithing and trying to get it as high as possible here, I would use this time as to go over a couple more things. Yeah, I mean this video, whatever this is getting put in, is probably just going to be another collection of small stuff. Because there's been a lot of like profession grinds and stuff like that. The Darkmoon Fair is ending. It's already over essentially. Like today is the last day I'll be able to do the dailies and such. So we're completely done with its grind. I can't do this apparently, but so we end with 193 tickets. I didn't get all of the achievements possible. I don't know how the numbers have got messed up, but I didn't get all the achievements possible. I've left a couple, but I was never going to be able to 100% Darkmoon Fair anyway, so it's not a huge deal. And whenever we, go back, we still have to farm Moonfang, Darkmoon Rabbit. We're going to have to do Death Metal Knight until we get the toy, the headpiece, the mace. We still got to get the perfect performance achievement from the Blightboar concert. I didn't get a single Pitmaster trinket because it was just, I wasn't on every time it went on, and the times I was on, there was always someone there, and even just one level 70, I mean, I don't have a chance. So that's going to take a lot. But as I said, Darkmoon Fair is not required. We have Noble Garden coming up soon, and it's not required either, but I'll probably go and do most of Noble Garden because it's all pretty much located in Stormwind. There's some achievements I can't get, but everything else is grinding just a bunch of chocolates in L1 and stuff. So I'll probably do that. One thing you might be able to notice over here, this is the first thing I wanted to talk about. I've talked about it before, but I downloaded all the things. I think that's just showing L1. I don't know. So we have all the things as an additional tool is what I originally thought I was getting it for. However, this is the main point that I wanted to make, and I can bring it up here. Nope. If I can remember. Yeah, here we go. So we want to get out of Stormwind. I guess I can't do the mini list because I'm in Stormwind. As you can tell, I'm not really good with it. So, yeah. So if we go to Outdoor Zones, we go to Eastern Kingdoms here, and we go down here to Elwyn, right? This shows us everything we have to do, right? I've got completed categories on right now. Show completed groups. Which we can cut off. Cut that off too. But the one thing I wanted to show, and I think it's over here, show unobtainables. Because this is where there's been a problem with the game. So this has Thuros and Narg, who has the studded blackjack and the Thuggish shield. Now all the things has both of these items as not existing. Now I have no proof. There's no way for me specifically to be able to prove that these items don't exist. I have no way. This says they have been removed. Wowhead is not a reliable source. It has been what I've been using, but I know it's not reliable. I know there's stuff on Wowhead that has also been removed. A great example here is also like the Cobalt mining shovel. Like, I'm almost 100% certain this is removed from the game. Because, I mean, this used to be something that you would have drop all the time. But I've not seen this. So maybe it still exists. You know, maybe all the things is wrong. I don't know. And if anyone can 100% prove these points, like 100% prove, like if you have proof that this can drop, if you have proof this drops or any of this, if you can prove one thing and all the things wrong, then I know I can't use it as a reliable 100% source. I know I can't use Wowhead as a reliable 100% source already. I know that for a fact. But the one other thing I was hoping I could use was WoW itself, but unfortunately I don't think I can do that either. If all the things is correct, then this isn't. Because if you see right there, there's the Cobalt Mining Shovel. Now it's a shared appearance, so it shares a couple other appearances there. But you notice the Cobalt Mining Mallet isn't here, which is also a two-handed, or it's actually a one-handed mace. That's my bad. It's a one-handed mace, but this is not it. See how it's not here, but it also shares appearances. So the one thing is like the Stone Knoll Hammer, this doesn't show up. So the problem is there's no consistency within the appearance tab. It's not like it shows items that don't exist but share an appearance with items that do exist, aka the Cobalt Mining Shovel here. It's funny, it shows the Shovel of Mercy now instead of the Cobalt. But if I do this, it's weird. It shows up, but it's not showing the name now. Yeah, there it is, Cobalt Mining Shovel. It's still showing up. So unfortunately, and it also, another thing here is that nothing shares an appearance with Thuggish Shield, and it still shows up here. So if all the things is correct, then I can't use the WoW appearance tab. I would rather the WoW appearance tab be the correct thing, but I have no idea if it's not. If I could prove something wrong is the only problem. And the main problem is that these items, if they do exist, are such low drop rates that I could be farming for so long without technically proving them. Like, I'm pretty sure a Wowhead, yet again, not a reliable source, but shows like the drop rates for these items in the 0.0 percentages. So they're, 1 in 1,000, 1 in 2,000, 1 in 500 maybe, something like that. And you can farm these like 20 times a day if you're doing, or it's 48 times a day if you, around that amount, if you play for 24 hours. So it would take 10 24-hour days worth of like being there for every farm to hit the drop rate for these items. And that still doesn't prove anything. You can go 5 times the drop rate on an item and still not prove that it exists. So I can't... the only way... By the way, there's all our level ups for classic mining all the way up to 100. We can't do anything with any of that, but needed to grab those before I forgot. So, I mean, that's just one thing. I can't do anything about it. I can't prove that they're real. I can't prove that they are removed. I can't prove that they aren't. So that's just the position we're in currently, and I don't know how, like, what to do, pretty much. So that's where we are with all the things. Personally, in the position I stand, I believe that all the things would be most correct. It seems to be the most updated. It shows white and gray items, which is the most recent patch, and most people and a lot of other people have used all the things, and this thing is probably pretty accurate. I know Wowhead has had problems with purging data of stuff that doesn't exist anymore, and I know that like the WoW appearance tab is not a reliable source 100% of the time either, because when it was first added in Legion, Blizzard themselves asked for a lot of help to get the tab like fixed up so they could actually like make it reliable, but I don't know if it ever got truly reliable. I guess another thing to mention here while I'm here making these stones, one thing I never really mentioned is that I'm not going to make every single item. Like, I'm not going to make a rough whetstone here. There's no point. Like, it doesn't benefit me at all to make a rough whetstone. So I guess I can stop there because it's green.
What can I do for you?
But I will have to make every item that's an appearance. So, you know, we got a ton of stuff right there. Man, I really wish... Is there a way... Is there a way to always put it on, like, classic? I don't know. I might look into that. But like this, I need to make this because this is plate and it's an appearance. So I need to make this. Same thing with copper bracers here. I need to make it because it's an appearance. Copper chain belt is an appearance. Everything that's an appearance that I can collect, I'll need to make, of course. So that's going to be a lot of this stuff. Now here, this is where we get into a lot of this stuff. This is where we need light leather, so I'll have to send some of that stuff over. Leather for that. I don't need a dagger. Weak flux. Can buy that real quick.
Great to meet you. Keep your feet on the ground.
Copper axe, another weak flux.
Welcome.
And then a copper mace, another weak flux.
Off with you.
Alrighty, anything new? Yep. So we're gonna be, I mean, this is what this is gonna look like for the most part. I guess we can make, I don't know how many grinding stones we're gonna need. But we can make these. So yeah, that's the main thing for blacksmithing and everything that I wanted to point out and show off and such. Another thing, I did get my cooking to 180. It took me a while, but I'm at 181 because I turned in the cooking quest. So cooking at this point is just leveling up through the dailies until we hit 225, and then we use all our dagger maw to get us up to, that'll be 20 levels, so it's like 245 at max. It's probably like 240, 230 something, and then we have to finish the rest of the way with actually doing the dailies again. But yet again, all of that is mathed out that by the time I get 100 cooking awards, it'll all work out, or it should work out at least pretty close to itself. So it's that's all, you know, relatively set up properly. One other thing, I've been doing a lot of fishing today, between Dark Moon Fair fishing for the extra dagger maw for cooking, fishing for catfish to hit 180 cooking. I even did a little, these have like multiple potential chances for multiple skill ups. I don't know, but yeah. So we've done quite a bit of stuff. Oh yeah, here we can also do the relics of the past, which is something that I should probably look into. They're so expensive though. This is like 9 gold per. So like it'd be something we think about, but I'm not too worried about it right now. I didn't need to make these. These are mail. See, I need to be paying attention.
I'm out of what's on your
That's another thing. A lot of this blacksmithing stuff is mail, so I don't have to make it because it's not a actual thing for, you know, I can't collect mail appearances. Like those are mail, I don't need to make them. What else did I get? Heavy copper maul that requires more leather. So I have to send this leather over. I guess copper chain belts are the best way right now. Yeah, for sure. Though I should probably send the leather over to get the weapons crafted down here that require the leather for potential skill ups. It doesn't matter too much. I have quite a bit of copper. I'm just trying to, you know, I don't want to waste a lot of copper, so, because I'll probably need it for other stuff. This is mail too. And I got a thick war axe here, yeah. So yeah, let's go ahead and clean our inventory up here. We need that for the appearance. Appearance. Copper short sword. Is this better? Nah, it's terrible. Yeah, and then I did not need to make that, but I did.
Hi.
Alright. Sell this stuff off. Alrighty.
Keep your
Send
feet on
some
the
leather
ground.
over real quick. While we do that, while I'm switching over to my alt here, I can bring this up, I guess. This is a good point. I'm going to reiterate, I've mentioned this in some previous footage, but I wanted to kind of collect all the points in one, like, big section here during this blacksmithing grind. Pretty much I wanted to mention, will my alts that I'm forced to make, like I was, well, forced to make is a, is a word and a half, but like, I made this guy first skinning, so I have access to light leather. He's also being used as a bank, but that's just kind of a part of the requirement. But I got this and this, funny enough. I actually got these both on my alt first, and that kind of brought up the point. But I actually got both of those as drops on my main as well. So that made that a lot easier. But yeah, like I have other things there. There were other items on him that are unique appearances that I don't have yet and stuff. And when we get into raids and world boss farming and stuff that takes weeks or months of potential grinding, I kind of like, can I use him? The one stipulation that would be on this is that I can only make alts. Like, I'll only be able to make alts when I require that profession. Like, I won't be able to fill out 20 paladins or 50 paladins even. I don't remember how many you can have on a server. But, like, I won't be able to make alts specifically for that reason. I can't even make this. I don't have silver bars. Yeah, I can't get that. I can't make you yet, but I can make you. 2 weak flux.
What can I get for you today?
What else? I think there was you I could make. 2 more weak flux. I have the malachite for you. You I could make 2 more weak flux. And then I don't need anything else. Right, yeah.
Be good.
Alright. So that it's it kind of is just something I'm wanting to bring up, because especially depending on like where we go next, it could be a pretty big deal on saving a lot of time. Because there's a lot of stuff that needs to be done. Like, especially like once we roll raids, or especially world bosses. World bosses are the big one, because like some world bosses you only have access to for 1 week out of a month, sometimes even longer. And there could be like 3 or 4 unique appearances from them. And if I can only farm it on one character, I mean, we could be there for, I mean, if it takes a month and a half to get a chance at the world boss, and it's got multiple item appearances, I mean, it could be legitimately years. And, I mean, that's just, I don't think that's fun to have to sit there and wait just to see me kill world bosses. For, I mean, like, it's like once we, like, Shadowlands, BFA, Legion, I think those are the 3 that have the world bosses. The 3 expansions that have world bosses that change per zone per week. So because of that, I would be limited to the world boss rotations. And when you take that into account, I mean, it's just one character grind that's rough. Even with multiple characters, I mean, it could be a very, very long time before I get what I need. So just something to keep in mind. Another thing while we're talking about my alt here, I wanted to bring up leatherworking again. We're not at it yet, but at some point we're going to unlock an appearance here that requires medium leather. I don't know if it requires like silver, like that other one that required silver, or maybe it requires bronze too. But I think there is a recipe that requires just copper, and it requires medium leather. Now, medium leather is technically craftable through leatherworking. It takes 6 light leather. You see I've got quite a few light leather, so it's not like it'll be a big deal. But the whole point of the matter is that if we were to go kind of like down that route, then it could be seen that I would be required to literally max leatherworking because I actually have, that as a possibility. It's because I could technically go like the medium leather, which then can get turned into heavy leather, which then could get turned into thick leather to rugged leather. So I could technically max it. The only problem I have with that is the fact that I guess I could. That's needed for. I'm not. They're not. It's not that hard to craft. There's a quest that requires it, but like it's not that hard to craft. So if I need it, I need it.
Be good.
What should I craft here? 8, 10. No, this is still the best thing to craft. But yeah, so I mean, it's just. What do I need next? 80, 90.
Keep your feet on the ground.
90 is the next time I get something new. So is it worth 4 more copper? No, it's probably worth this because the stones aren't worth more. Does anything give more than 1 skill up? No. Yeah, probably this. I'm gonna need a lot more copper. So yeah, I mean, just however y'all feel on it. All my alts are always, I want to make this very clear, they always have to follow the rules that my main has to follow. Like my Skinner right now, he can't leave Elwyn, he has to stay in Elwyn. He doesn't have, and because I have a Skinner, I had to max his skinning. Now skinning's still a weird situation, I went over that earlier. I have him at 130 right now, and mobs are gray, but they were gray at 125 or 126, I think is when they actually technically grayed. But I still got skill up points, so I don't know if I can still get skill up points, but they show as gray. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if it's messed up or whatever. But so that's a, just a weird situation overall. The next thing on our list here, we have, like, I'm trying to knock out as much of the profession stuff. Like cooking is just dailies now and stuff like that. So I'm 34 right now. I'm close to 35. 35 I think is when I'm going to try stockades again. I'm going to give it a good-hearted try there and see what I can get done in there. I don't know how hard it will be or anything of the sort. So 35 might be too low. I might still have to level up some more before I can do it, but I'm trying to figure out when I can get into stockades, when I can actually solo it. I would like to be able to do that. It's not a big deal. I still have other stuff I need to do, stuff that still gives experience. We have pet battles. That's the big thing. We have a lot of pet battles to do. We have to collect all the pets. We have to do a bunch of quests and stuff like that. So, and pet battles give experience still, so it's not a huge deal overall. The other thing for professions, I've still got to level fishing. I'm at like 130 something, so I'm not even close to max. But there is this achievement right here, one that didn't get away. It's catch a rare fish on the list below. I tried to catch the steel scale crush fish in Darkmoon Fair, but I fished over 1,000 dagger maw. It's not 1,000 casts because I did some of the debris, but it's 5. I've caught over 1,000 fish on this account. But I don't know, call it 600-ish cast, 700-ish cast, and I didn't get it from there. I don't really know its rarity. It's not unique to Darkmoon Fair either. It can be fished. None of these are zone specific. That's one thing why I didn't bring these up ever. But the 15-pound mud snapper is fishable in Elwyn, and you only have to catch one of these for the achievement. So technically, this achievement is possible. I would like to know if anyone really really cares about this achievement. Like I said, I still have to farm fishing to 300. I'm at like 130 something, so that's probably another 300 to 500 more casts in Elwyn. And you see I got a couple of the other ones, but these aren't as rare. I mean, this guy is like a 1 in 2,000 up to 1 in 5,000, something like that chance. It's something like that. I think it's like a 0.06% drop rate. and a 0.1% is 1,000, so it's almost close to 1 in 2,000 drop rate if that drop chance is correct. So, you know, I could get lucky and get it while going for 300 fishing in Elwyn. Otherwise, I mean, it could take. I mean, it's really. I mean, 2,000-ish casts. I mean, I've already done 1,000 fish casts. This account's been alive for less than a month. You know, so in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks or something, and I've already done 1,000 casts. So it really probably isn't that crazy of a grind. So I might just grind it out because it really. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, I could knock that out. I mean, I could do like 300 casts a day and just keep going until I get it. You know, whatever it takes. Oh god, I just realized it's yellow now. Do I want to do these 2 extra copper bars for guaranteeds? I think I want to go to back to these. It's kind of hard. It's hard to evaluate. Every failed skill up is a waste of like 4 bars, or it's a waste of 6 bars, right? But each successful one saves 4 bars, so I don't know what the math is on that. I'm not being super efficient with my. I guess I just thought about that. I could actually be keeping those to be disenchanted, huh? There's no way. I do not have enough room. There's so much. Give me another 50 copper. There's so many greens already for enchanting. Until I actually am required to get an enchanter, I'm not getting one. So right now storing greens is the biggest thing that's an issue. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. If I have to mine more copper, I have to mine more copper. I can fly now. Copper mining is not an issue. Especially once I get to the point I one-shot mobs in Elwyn, it won't be an issue at all. You know, it's just that, you know, I mined 500-ish copper. That's a lot of copper mining. So I didn't think I would hopefully have to get more. One other thing I had was guilds. So, there's a lot of guild rewards. A lot of heirlooms and stuff that are required straight through guilds. So, I didn't know if we ever wanted guilds to be a part of the challenge, because there's nothing zone specific about guilds. Nothing at all. There's nothing to guilds that fits this challenge in of themselves. The only reason to ever do a guild would be just to kind of, just pretty much just to have it. Just so we can have a guild. That's legitimately the only reason. And that's not exactly like a great reason in of itself, but there are rewards there and, you know, stuff like that. So I mean, it's theoretically something to think about, but I don't know. I wanted to get some opinions on that. I don't need to make these either. But we're in bronze, so because we're in bronze, so yeah, now we need to make runed copper belts. Yeah, probably. Yeah, just go straight to these. Yeah, now we're in bronze stuff. So this is one thing that I did mention, is that we're gonna be, so we're at 96, we need, let's start with 40. This is so annoying that you have to switch to classic each time. There's probably a way to set it that I don't know about, and I should look into it. But yeah, because I think, like I said, I think I can get mining all the way up to 160. Let me check the sheet. What do I have written on here? 160. We're almost at 100, which means we have like 60 more levels to go. So there's going to be a lot of relying on green skill ups here, because I mean, we're legitimately taking something to a gray. I mean, that's what we're doing. We're taking the highest level blacksmithing pattern we can get and completing it till it's gray. So when you put it in terms like that, you realize this is going to be rough. So yeah, we're probably going to have to go mine more copper anyway. But I had one last point here. This isn't. This point is like something I legitimately thought of because I saw something in trade chat. Lockboxes. I have no access. I haven't got a lockbox yet, but I have no ability to unlock them if I get them. So right now, if I get a lockbox, it's just vendor trash. And no matter with my current rules, no matter what, I will never be able to open them because I said every class will be a paladin, so I would never make a rogue. Because of that, you know, that leaves me with never being able to lockpick them. What is happening? Screen's freaking out a little bit.
What's on your mind?
Classic silver skeleton key. You can't do anything with that. Alrighty, super dumbass moment here. Literally as I am speaking and editing this video, and I realize I learn the recipe for the keys that can unlock lockboxes in the same moment of this. So I wanted to put this in here just so people might not think I am the biggest idiot in the world. So, but the point still stands for a future rep grind potentially. Ravenholt can't be grinded without a rogue, but that's a future thing. Future. Super future. It's the next level. 110. No, 105. Can't make any of that. I'm pretty sure, yeah, right there, patent. No, that's bronze. I'm pretty sure there's something else you can get that's copper still.
Keep your
I
feet
don't
on
know.
the ground.
Don't you have a recipe I can buy? Or I thought you did.
Watch
Maybe
your
someone
back.
came and
Great
bought it.
to meet you.
There's a couple recipes I can buy and stuff, but I don't think any of them are a big deal. We need 50 more copper bars. So yeah, I mean that's just something that like currently we can't. If we get lockboxes, they're useless. At some point, you know, maybe we do make a rogue. But if we make a rogue, do I then have to collect leather? I would say no. I would say that the rogue is literally just used for lockpicking. I would have to level him because that's how lockpicking works. It's based on your level. So to unlock all lockboxes, I would have to level him. But I would say no. I wouldn't have to get leather or daggers or fist weapons. You know, all the appearances that rogues don't get because that's doesn't apply to the main character. I guess you could, yeah, I mean, I just am using the lock picking is what I'm trying to do. But I would leave that up to you all. The other alternative is that lockboxes are just useless. Just always sell them. And I mean, that's not a terrible alternative. The only situation, and this is way in the future, is that whenever we roll Hillsbrad, that unlocks Ravenholt's rep. And Ravenholt's rep requires a rogue to grind it because you have to turn in lockboxes. So at some point, if you want to grind Ravenholt rep, you would have to have a rogue. But that's a completely separate situation, and you know, could be put however it wants. Set everything to 94. 94 eye level would be nice though, to be fair. Being able to... Oh yeah, here it is. Heavy copper broadsword. This is what requires the medium leather. Yeah, I could make this. I could even... be nice one to spend the money to get that. Nah, I shouldn't do that though because I have access to the Hogger's weapon. But yeah.
No.
That's all bronze, so I can't make any of that, so more belts. But yeah, I mean that's kind of just the situation we're in, where we have just a bunch of different things that I would like opinions on. We're still quite a while away from ever leaving Elwyn. Like I said, pet battles won't take too long once we actually get into them. But the reputation grinds are going to take a long time. The fishing grind is going to take a while. And especially if I go for the rare fish, it's going to take quite a while, and depending on if I get lucky or unlucky. But that's it, pretty much. Pet battles, the fishing grind, any more blacksmithing to get 160. I don't know how hard that's going to actually end up being here. Also, to get 160 blacksmithing, it might require that heavy copper broadsword. I don't remember what I selected as a possibility or not. So that's another thing. Like, my current idea for leatherworking, the way it would work, is that I grab leatherworking and I can craft the medium leather, but I only have to craft it for blacksmithing. Like, I only have to craft it so I can make this, for instance. I would be able to craft 2 medium leather. That's costing me 12 light leather per. And then, I mean, I have to farm Tiger's Eye, too, to make this multiple times. And then, like, I would have to farm that, so that, and basically the way it would work is I would have to farm, like, I would have to have the leathers only for blacksmithing. I wouldn't have to farm through, like, I'll have to grind leatherworking up through light leather. So I'd have to grind it up to the medium leather stuff, but I only would have to level leatherworking once I skin mobs that give me appropriate leather. So once I can skin a mob that gives medium leather, then I have to grind leatherworking all the way up to heavy leather, so on, so on, so on. The other alternative is that I just ignore any crafts that require medium leather until I can skin a mob with medium leather for blacksmithing as well. So those are pretty much the 2 paths there for them. I guess I switch over to these using the rough grinding stone now.
Great to meet you.
That's bronze bar. See, there's where I require pearls, but I don't really need them for that. What's next? 115, 120. Yeah, I mean 125, 130. None of this is like copper, right? It's all bronze. So, yeah, I think there's no.
See you soon.
Yeah, there's no more like copper patterns. There might be. Oh yeah, don't I have? I mean, I have this one. Yeah, the copper chain vest. I doubt this would have helped level me up any, but yeah. So, of that mindset, we have 50 levels to go. That's rough. A bunch of bronze that we can't even get our hands on. Most of this is all mail too, funny enough. We can get another 10-ish skill levels here. That's gonna put us at like 120-ish. And that's where we're gonna run out of copper, funny enough. So we're gonna have to do even more copper farming. So from here on out, I'm gonna be doing more copper farming, which is good because mining copper levels me up. So that will help us push us towards stockades to actually being leveled. Probably do some fishing too, but that's really gonna be the end of this. I want to get this part out. I think this is gonna be part 10. So I haven't edited part 9 yet for anyone who wants to know where the timeline's at. I have part 8 out, but not part 9 while I'm recording this. So I need to get part 9 edited and put out, and then I got to get this part put out. I want to do all of that before I make my final decisions on the medium leather. I want to give this part, a couple days to mull over for anyone to make their opinions known. And then on top of that, we will have what else? What am I thinking of? I don't know. I don't know. I think I lost whatever it was. Alright. So, I think I might actually leave blacksmithing here. Well, Yeah, probably, because it's only 4 more bronze bars. Heh, funny, we went to the different belt thing. Oh, but it requires Tiger's Eye. I'm gonna leave it here anyway, because we're clearly not gonna max it out, and there's no real point in pushing it any further without a good reason. So,
I've the finest wares in the land.
I should, like, I mean, this is just, what I'm learning here is I probably should have been vendoring these greens for money, and maybe I'll end up doing that. I might send them back and vendor them, because if I can just craft, I mean, I can craft green stuff through blacksmithing. I don't know. Doesn't matter too much. Enchanting won't be as hard as I think. I don't think. But yeah, so that's gonna be where we stand currently. It's pretty basic stuff. Nothing too crazy. Yeah. So I mean, there's some annoying things like we're going off all the things now. Oh, I've done it, huh? I don't know what that's even going on about. That's what we're going to be mainly using, so I think I'm going to stop showing the Excel spreadsheet because I'm not going to continue the spreadsheet at all. I'm just going to go off all the things. There's still going to be a couple of categories that we do. Like, I still want to kill every rare in every zone. So, like, that's, like, all the things only shows rares that drop items. But, like, all of these things here, like, I want to kill every single rare. Like, Foe Reaper 4000, I'm pretty sure he does actually still drop the large rut sack, and it's unique to him. Just like the Null Hide sack. So I do want to kill him and get that item. That doesn't show up on all the things. But, like, Brack has, like, this Privateer's Cape. This doesn't drop anymore, apparently. Like, this is just, it shows up in the appearance tab. Oh yeah, Copper Battle Axe. Like, it shows up here, I'm pretty sure, if I look it up. If I can type, good lord. Yeah, Privateer's Cape, it's a world drop right there. I like how it shows up here too, I don't know why. But yeah, shows up, Privateer's Cape, but if you go to all the things, and you go to Westfall, I think I have uncollectibles still on. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And if you go to outdoor zones and you go to Eastern Kingdoms and you go all the way down here to Westfall, I'm pretty sure it says that Privateer's Cape from Brack has been removed from the game. So, and you notice the other two it says have been removed from the game there, the Wing Veil and the Master Apothecary. Those don't show up there, even though they share an appearance. So this is where I'm like, I'm just so confused. A great point, and this is what makes me actually do kind of believe. This isn't on Wowhead anymore, but this one is on Wowhead. See, this is what's really weird, right? Like, the Burrowing Shovel. This does not show up on Wowhead, but the Rock Chipper does, for whatever reason. But this is where both of these items show up in the appearance tab, right? Both of them. But this item goes for like 1,000,000 gold on the auction house. There's no shared appearances, as you see. It's a completely unique appearance as far as I can tell. But yeah, this item is like 1,000,000 gold. And that's what made me realize that, though they're probably not messing around when they say this item doesn't exist anymore. Because 1,000,000 gold is an insane amount of gold. I mean, like, if an item was farmable at all, it probably is not going for 1,000,000 gold. I mean, just straight up. So, that's what made me realize that, okay, this item's probably not in the game. I mean, it's nothing, it's not, like, and that's what's also crazy. It's not a crazy appearance. I mean, it's okay. I mean, I'm not a fan of the, like, non-pointed swords, but, like, and also okay, so this is like where Brash Claw is what really made me like open my eyes, because Wowhead shows that the skewer still drops but not the chopper, so that's weird. The appearance tab in game, if I go here and I go to two-handed axes and I look up Brash Claw, if I can type again, look at that, the chopper shows up, and if I go to swords, so does the skewer, and then all the things says neither drops. And I know the skewer is 1,000,000 gold on the auction house. So this is where I'm just at, like, I have no idea. The skewer doesn't have any shared appearances. So if appearances, the appearance tab was going off the fact that shared appearances also counted, it shouldn't show up. The chopper could show up because it does share an appearance with like a quest item that still does exist. So you can get the chopper appearance, you can get this axe appearance. That's possible. But it doesn't drop from Brashclaw. And Wowhead seems to confirm that it doesn't drop from Brashclaw. So that's where I'm just at a complete loss. I have no idea. I don't know what to do about it. So the current standing is just to go with all the things I believe they probably know. It probably is the most accurate. But if someone can prove to me, I'm actually going to probably keep killing Narg and Thuros while I'm here in Elwyn, especially while mining copper. And if I can get a drop that it wasn't in all the things or something of that nature, then I want to see it. Like, just send me a screenshot, like post a comment, put it on Wowhead, put it somewhere, and like just let me know about it. Because then I'll know that all the things is at least incorrect, and then I'll have to figure out some way to find out what is the most right. And it might be a combination of all three, and if so, that's going to be a mess, but it's a mess that I'm willing to work with. But anyway, that's going to be it for here.